Good news about stimulus checks as President Trump finally made it official.
Any update on your previous talking about potentially giving Americans a tariff rebate check?
Well, we have a lot of money coming in, rebate check for the Americans.
I'm going to show you this entire video clip where President Donald J. Trump finally talked about stimulus checks for millions of Americans. So stay with us till the end. And at the same time, stimulus check return as Trump says Americans may get tariff rebate stimulus checks real soon. And this is huge, and it's not less than a breaking news for millions and millions of Americans who are waiting for a stimulus payment from this administration. While at the same time, look at this breaking news as IRS issues major update on $1,390 worth of stimulus check claim to Americans. I'm gonna give you each and every details about these massive updates, so make sure you stay with us till the end. And all I need is just a little favor. It takes 2 seconds to please hit that like button on this video. So without any further ado, let's start the video. So let's not wait and get straight into the details of this very important stimulus update as stimulus checks return. Trump says Americans may get tariff rebate check. This is huge for millions of Americans who are struggling right now because of this inflation, and they are looking towards President Donald J. Trump for the relief that they've been waiting for months now. And President Trump finally spoke about these tariff rebate stimulus checks, and recently he said this.
Any update on your previous talking about potentially giving Americans a tariff rebate check?
Well, we have a lot of money coming in, rebate check for the Americans, and it's coming in at tremendous numbers. Don't forget, I would say, Scott, we probably are talking about right now 50%, maybe even less than that. With all the money you're hearing is coming in, you're talking about, you know, a lot of it hasn't kicked in yet. And when it really kicks in is in 2 years when these plants are built and opened and the money starts pouring in, right? But I mean, there's a concept of making you could call it a dividend, as we would say, making a dividend to the people in this country who have had to suffer through stupid leadership, and they paid a lot of taxes and they got nothing for it, or they got attacked like you were, okay, for it. No, there's a possibility. Primarily, we want to pay down debt, but there's a possibility that we take a piece of it and pay some.
So finally, President Donald J. Trump made it official that yes, there is a possibility of rebate tariff stimulus checks, and you can call it a dividend for millions of Americans. But remember, previously he also said that this check would go to the people who belong to the low and middle income threshold, and this is important. Moving on with the details, look at this. As could stimulus checks be headed back into American wallets? President Donald Trump said that he's considering paying rebates to US taxpayers with revenue generated from billions of dollars coming from tariffs on imports from foreign countries. And he specifically said, we have so much money coming in, we are thinking about a little rebate. Trump told reporters, according to a report in USA Today, the big thing we want is to pay down debt, but we are thinking about rebates. Means that millions of Americans who are struggling right now are waiting for a relief, and this administration is considering it, as Josh Hawley presented or introduced this very important bill known as American Worker Rebate Act, which is calling for $600 for every adult, $600 for every dependent, and $1,200 for a couple. But there are some eligibility criteria as well. As an individual, if you make $75,000 and less, then you are going to get this full $600. If you make $150,000 and less as a couple, then you are entitled to get $1,200. We're still waiting for final approval from Congress, and then this will go to President Donald J. Trump's desk, and he will sign on it. Well, it looks like it. Well, at the same time, look at this update as IRS issues major update on $1,390 worth of stimulus check claimed to Americans. Well, there's a rumor that $1,390 worth of check is coming to millions of Americans, and finally, IRS clarified this confusion. Well, they said that there have been news reports circulating saying that the Internal Revenue Service will begin giving out $1,390 worth of stimulus check. The organization, however, is debunking these rumors. Officials with the organization told Live Fox News claims of a stimulus check coming in August are not true. The rumors initially said that checks would be sent out in August, providing financial relief to those grappling with rent payments and other essential costs, but you need to understand that these are just rumors. But a number of people are saying that no, we got some very important details and it seems like they're true, and IRS is just neglecting it, or IRS just don't want to talk about it. Well, look at this. What was the stimulus check rumor? And this is important. The stimulus check rumor alleged low and middle income households could receive $1,390 check from the IRS. It said those who were eligible included single taxpayers with an income up to $75,000, married couple filing jointly with an income of $150,000, and a head of household with an income of $112,500. The rumor did not include an exact date of payout, but said it would be mid-summer 2025. And you need to understand that this is just a rumor. IRS said no, there's no payment coming. So if you see anywhere which says that this payment is coming, then this is completely false, because we want to be as honest, as transparent as possible on Credit Viral channel. But when we come back to this American Worker Rebate Act, and we are talking about the tariff rebate stimulus checks for millions of Americans, this is a reality. It's official. Why? Because President Donald J. Trump himself announced the possibility of these new tariff rebate stimulus checks or dividend checks for millions of Americans. And right after a few days of that very important announcement, Josh Hawley came up with this bill, and he introduced this bill known as Americans Worker Rebate Act. And under this bill, as I mentioned earlier, that individuals are going to get $600, couples are going to get $1,200, dependents are going to get $600, and this is huge. But a number of analysts and experts are saying that they should change this amount to $2,000, because Americans are struggling right now and they need some sort of support from this administration that should reflect the current inflation. And right here, I would like to ask you this very important question. Do you support a $2,000 worth of stimulus tariff rebate check for Americans? Well, if you do, then write in the comment section, I support $2,000 stimulus check. Again, if you support it, then write in the comment section, I support $2,000 stimulus check, because remember, if you don't do anything, nothing will happen. I'll see you in the next video very soon. Till then, please take care and have a nice day.